Sitting here and I literally have tears right in behind my eyeballs. And at any given time, they want to just come out, you know? And I'm sitting here, I'm a man, you know, I don't have periods every month. And I'm sitting here like, like I'm feeling emotional for no reason, you know? But as I sit here, I know that there is a reason. There's a reason that I feel this way. Because when I think about what I create, it's vulnerable and I'm gonna just be honest. I don't give a rat's behind who pours into my brand. I don't care. I don't care who buys my stuff. Do you understand how many hours I put into this? I don't give a rat's who buys my stuff or who doesn't. It freed me. When you put so many hours into your stuff, sleepless days and sleepless nights, blood, sweat, tears, and years and all kind of stuff, 48-hour days, 72-hour days, no crazy stuff. Borderline could in your life, sleep deprivation type stuff to try to see your stuff come to light. You think you care about somebody joke stuff about your stuff? You say, hey, I hope they relate to it. I hope they can appreciate it. If they don't, who cares? Because you put so much into it that you just happy that you're able to see it for you. And that's why I sit here with tears in the back of my eyes waiting to come out, because it's hard to say, to share what I've been working on. It's vulnerable. When you've been working on something for so much, you don't want to put yourself in a position to have to explain it and hope that they get it the way you get it. You get it because you've been doing it. And when you get to that place, that's when you create it. When it means that much to you, when your voice is cracking and you fighting back tears, just to explain to people what you're doing and what it means to you. I don't care if you understand it or not, if you like it or not. I don't care. It's for who it's for and it's not who it's not. That's how you move forward with creating the best thing for the world. I've never had this feeling before. And I want to sit here and be politically correct and speak and be, you know, be all cool and stuff. But I'm gonna be honest, I want to say I don't give a who buys this or not. I hope that it blesses the world, but I put in so many hours that I don't care what happens, because I've already won. I've already put in the time, I've already learned, I've already grown by trying to create. And when you get to that place, that's when your creations will be great. Whoever it's for. I'm exhausted mentally and physically. So to sit here and talk about this stuff is emotional, it's vulnerable, it's hard to do. I'm sitting here nervous like it's my first day of school. I'm not nervous behind the camera, but I gotta explain what's been saving my life in a way that makes sense for everybody else. Well, I can't make it make sense for your life. I can only make it make sense for my life and hope that by watching me live my life, you can see you and me and you can make it make sense for yours and it can free you too. That's my hope. But let this passion be the passion you have when you create. That's why you got to put all your time into it. That's why you got to work non-stop hours all night and all day so you can have a little bit of respect for what you're trying to create. So you can have a little bit of passion that represents the growth that you have from what you've done for yourself. Most people, they create stuff based on where they're at. So they can get money to buy stuff beyond their means. So they're going to give you a mentality, a culture that represents the culture that they're trying to get out of. So they can go buy the next Dolce, Gucci. So they can go buy the next higher end thing. So they don't even believe in the culture that they have. They don't even believe in the culture that they represent. They just trying to give you something, a little lick. They call it a little lick. Let me give you a little lick. He got a little lick, little $5 lick. Here you go, here you go. Cause they trying to get up. They trying to get their money up to try to look like they got all the money. And I'm not gonna lie, I wear high-end stuff. I wear high-end clothes. I like high-end luxury. I like high-end luxury cars. I like nice stuff because I want to live in luxury. I want to live in luxury mentally. I want to create the life that I want to live. I want a luxurious life so I can take breaks of luxury. So I can take a 30-minute moment to remind myself why 23 hours and 30 minutes is worth me working for just to have a nice 30-minute moment. I want to remember those moments. So I want to say I want to live in luxury. So everything I create, it has to be top of the line, top notch. Give it my all. Luxury. When I give you something, it represents the life that I've worked for. It represents the mentality that I've always had in my life that I believe that I could reach. It represents the mentality that I've always had, and it represents the life that I've always believed that I could reach. So I've always had a luxury mindset, even though I maybe not have had the lifestyle that I wanted, but I had the mind. And by wanting it, it made me judge my efforts accurately I wanted more, so I worked for more. But I only put a goal in my mind to get something tangible just for the work-reward relationship. I get something nice just as a reward for working. All it was just a work-reward relationship. Work, reward yourself. Now work, reward yourself. That's all. So again, I'll say this. I'm tired of seeing people, we want to support our own. So we just some of us just put out anything and say, hey, you don't support our businesses? Well, we got to put out something. We got to start putting our heart into stuff. Otherwise, we're part of the problem. So take your chance to plant a seed. Create a culture. I created the Gorilla Brain culture. I want to highlight geniuses. I want to highlight people who tapped into their geniuses. Do you know how hard it is for a single mom with 5 children to go to work, come home, have to feed their kids, have a personal relationship with each one of their children? You're a genius. You got your brain on a string. On a string means under one's control or influence. That means you have your brain on a string. Look it up. Look up on a string. It means under one's control or influence. At any given time, you got your brain on a string. When I look at artists, they sing. They have personal issues they have in their life, but when they sing, they free themselves. They aggressively express themselves through their music, and they tap into their genius. And they sing, and they create. No matter what goes on in their life, they still have to perform. No matter what goes on in those athletes' life. No matter what goes on in a musician's life. No matter what goes on in a teacher's life. The teacher has a brain on a string. The teacher always has to show up. No matter what. These people are geniuses. It's time that we highlight genius. To remind people that what we do is abnormal. It's amazing. to be able to put your personal things aside and deal with yourself differently, to be able to be even keeled enough to help others and teach others. I have the genius culture. I want to highlight people that are surviving. Mental health is real. So I want to reward people, remind people that you are doing a great job. I have the gorilla brand culture. So if you're going to create something, you're going to create a brand, don't create a brand just to offer something cheap, no matter what it is, just to move out the hood, just to move into another neighborhood, so you can have them buy the house you used to live in. Why don't you create something that represents the house you want, and sell that mentality? Maybe you can't sell them that house, but maybe you could sell them that mentality. Maybe they can feel that house through that mentality. And maybe you'll meet a need, and maybe you'll reach the house, and maybe they'll reach the house too. Sell that mentality through you.